Hi friends, I'm Lindsay. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I kind of talk about everything. Being a mom, being prior military, being a military spouse, renter-friendly home upgrades, DIYs, being a serial side hustler, just all the things. I am still nervous talking in front of a camera, so I do say and pause a lot. I talk a lot with my hands. But I'm hoping that will go away as time goes. For now, the plan is just to record myself and post it without watching it beforehand. So bear with me. But today's video is me putting together a kitchen. I bought a play kitchen for my kids with the intention of turning it into a Montessori style or a Montessori setup. I will post a video at a later date of me making this toy kitchen into a functional Montessori kitchen. However, today's video is just me putting together this kitchen with a couple tips and tricks that I learned as I go. I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, put it below. I will try to answer everything as much as I can. If you have any criticism, I welcome that too. And subscribe. I will play a short intro and then we'll get into the video. Thanks guys. Bye. Hi guys, so one of the first things that I like to do whenever I buy something that I have to put together myself is kind of pull all of the items out of the box and lay them out. So I kind of see what I'm working with. I can make sure that I have everything I'm supposed to, and I'm just familiarize myself with everything. I believe that most instruction manuals tell you to do this anyways. However, it is something that a lot of people skip. I know I used to do it. I just started doing this. I also like doing this too because with pulling everything out of the box, I can go ahead and get rid of the trash, and it's like one less thing in my way while I'm trying to put the item together. So here is all of the pieces laid out, and the instruction manual is pretty straightforward. I like how everything with this kitchen specifically had labeled on the back of the part so that I didn't have to keep flipping it over. I could just look on the back and just open it up. With putting things together, I do like to go ahead and put the screws in and just hand tighten them. Sometimes I'll do it as much as I can. Sometimes it's just enough to help hold the piece, especially if it's something like this. Where it would be much easier with two people. You don't always have two people. So I do like hand tightening the screws to get them started. Something else that a lot of items that you have to put together yourself have on the instructions is to not use electric drills or drills in general. And the reason for that is because there is a high probability of over tightening or stripping or going through the product. A lot of stuff you have to put together yourself is like MDF or cheap plastics, and so that's just one way to make sure that nobody is over tightening it so it doesn't crack the product or go through or pull through or anything like that. I have been putting things together for a long time. I was also a mechanic for 12 years, so I just feel you can feel when it's tightening and when it gets too tight. Also, something else that I like to do on this bottom part, I use my foot to prop up the piece so that I could get it screwed. With it laying flat on the floor, I wouldn't have been able to get the drill up next to it. So I use my foot to prop it up. You'll see right here with these smaller screws, this is another problem with using drills. And honestly, the bit that I had on there was way too big for these screws. I should have changed it out, but I was being lazy. So you'll see that I just hand tightened it really quick just to kind of get it started so that I could grip it with the drill. when you have these small pieces like this, you'd want to make sure that you're lining it up and not just throwing it on there. The slits in the back are usually a really good telltale of which direction things need to go, and that's for the thinner back pieces that go onto items like this that you have to build. I bought this kitchen with the intention of making it into a Montessori style functional kitchen for my kids to use. So I have things that I've ordered off of Amazon, like a pump, a small juicer, a small strainer, things like that. I do have another video that I will post showing you guys how I make this into a functional kitchen. So if you're interested in that, go check out my profile. I will have it posted there probably next week. At the latest, that's my plan anyways. This is another thing you want to look at, other than making sure that you have the right piece and that the slats are on the back side. You do want to make sure that you're putting it, the attachments on the right side. Sometimes there are similar holes and stuff on both sides of the board, so you just want to make sure that you're using the right side. I do have a couple pieces where I have not paid attention to this, and for that you can see like the tightening nuts or screws on the outside of an item, and obviously it's supposed to be on the inside of the item. Luckily I didn't do that with this kitchen, but I do have pieces where I have done that, so that is why I wanted to point that out. Just make sure, just because you have the right piece doesn't mean it's facing the right side. I don't know what it is about putting things together that I find so therapeutic, but I love it. There have been so many times that I thought about doing like a little small side hustle, like offering to build things for people that they buy from the store so they don't have to do it. Because I have several people that I'm close with that say that they hate it. So I'm like, oh, that's an idea, like to make money. I haven't done it yet. It's not something that I've tried, but it's another side hustle that I'm not above trying, because I think that it would be great. The key to businesses is offering a service that people are willing to pay for, and I feel like that's something people would pay for. Actually, they do. Most businesses will offer like to put things together for you, so it obviously makes money. I haven't done it yet though. So right there, all of the doors were facing the same way except for that last one. It opened the opposite direction of the other doors, which I don't understand why, but that was the instructions, so that's what I did. So that's just something else that you want to be mindful of. I think something else that I believe I will point out on this portion, I cannot remember, because as I said in my last video, this is old footage at our last house, but sometimes when you're putting these things together, there'll be little notes in the instructions that tell you not to tighten things down all the way, and typically it's because another piece needs to go on, and if you tighten something all the way down, it makes it harder to put on the other pieces with it fully tightened. That, I believe, is what happened here. And so I ended up having to take it all apart and starting over because I lost where I was. Like, I couldn't find where I was. I got sidetracked. My kids were calling me. I got stuck in my TV show. And so I ended up taking it apart and starting over from this part in the instruction book. So you just want to pay attention and make sure that if there's that little note in the book that says do not tighten, that I normally will go a little bit further than hand tightening depending on how much I can hand tighten it. But I will do as much as I can without tightening it all the way until all of the pieces are in place. You can definitely tell I got stuck here. I was taking a minute doing something. Who knows what. I get sidetracked and squirrel brained so easy, it's not even funny. The important thing is that I ended up finding my way, backtracked myself, and I did get it figured out, so it all worked out. This is just a total side note. It has nothing to do with this video, or the topic of this video, I should say, but it's also fun seeing myself in these older videos. The way that I look, I still have a way to go. I haven't met my goals, but the slimming that I can notice like on my face just from seeing it day to day, but then also seeing it in this video is insane, because I can remember making this video and I don't feel much different now compared to how I feel then until I noticed a difference. Like looking at my face now, my face is much slimmer and I've lost probably 25-30 pounds since making this video. I do plan on sharing some of those videos as well, so if that's something you're interested in, you could check out my page for that. But I just wanted to add that as a note, that it's really, I don't know, it's fun to see, or exciting to see the differences, especially like right now I've kind of plateaued and I've been the same weight for a while, and so seeing the change and knowing that just being patient, it will eventually get there. So it's exciting seeing that. Anyways, back to the video. So when you're putting these backboards in, I do try and make sure that they're seated all the way, because if it's not seated into those slots all the way, it can make it harder to finish putting things together down the road. Especially when it goes to like this top piece putting, which ends up being the bottom, but for right now, the piece going on top right now, if those slots or the back piece isn't all the way into the slats in the back, it will not set level. So you won't be able to attach it all the way. And from right here, I don't know if you can see in that far corner, but you can see a gap from where the back piece is not sitting down all the way. And so I believe I go in and adjust it. But yeah, you want to make sure that the back slats the back piece is in the slot for it all the way. Another thing with working with MDF is it's what I believe how MDF is made is that it's a bunch of particles basically put together, and so it's really easy to like screw through it. So it's really easy to miss the holes. But if you miss the prefabricated holes, it's also really easy to drill through the side of it without realizing it until it's too late. So you could see me putting the screw in and kind of being careful, making sure that I was lining it up with the hole, and that's why I didn't want to create any holes in addition to what was already prefabricated. That way too, I didn't risk having the screw come out the side before it was too late, which I've made that mistake before as well. So it's something that I try to pay attention to now. One of the things that I really liked about this kitchen when I was looking up different kitchens to purchase to make into a functional Montessori kitchen was that it had holes already drilled into the backboard. So it was going to make it easy for me to run tubes or power cords through. And I also liked that there were doors on every side of it, so I was going to be able to easily hide the water fill and water return bottles, which you'll see what I'm talking about on the Montessori video, but I just wanted to add that as a note since you could see the back. Something else that I sometimes will always miss, so I try to be very mindful about not missing it now, are these wood dowels. They're very easy to miss in steps, especially if you just kind of skip ahead. And so I wanted to point out to make sure that you don't forget your wooden dowels. They do serve a purpose. Sometimes I question why there are so many, but they do serve a purpose. So make sure you don't miss that step when you're building your thing. I apologize too if I'm stuttering or saying or anything throughout this video. I'm trying very hard not to be too critical of myself and just posting videos. Otherwise, they will never get done. So if I stutter, step over myself or anything, I apologize. I am not listening back to these videos. I am doing it a one-time go and posting it. Once I build my confidence a little bit, I will edit a little bit better. But right now I'm focusing on just getting content out. And so, yeah, apologies if I stutter, step over myself, or kind of backtrack what I'm saying. But that's why I'm not going back and listening to what I'm doing or deleting anything. I'm just kind of going with the flow. Since this is a harder area to see and I can't see where the screw was going in, that's why you saw me wiggling it around. I was feeling to make sure that it was in the hole it was supposed to be in. Because again, we don't want to add any holes in addition to the prefabricated ones. So that's what I was doing, was just wiggling it around to make sure that it was in the hole meant for it. If you don't necessarily like putting things together with regular screwdrivers or Allen keys, but you do not trust yourself with a drill, they do have electric screwdrivers that do not have as much torque or power as a drill does. I will add that as a link in my my link tree. Check the link on my bio for that. And that is it. This came with this little sink basin, a little phone, and a little cutting board. So cute. But yes, join me in my video next week and I will show you how I take this kitchen into a functional Montessori kitchen for my kids to use. And there you have it. That was the kitchen build. I hope that you guys find any of the methods that I shared, my thought processes, any tips or tricks helpful. And if you guys have any recommendations or things that you like to do, just comment down below and let me know. I'll have to try it for my next put together. Thank you guys for joining me. Until next time.